Long time no see. What's up? What's up? And peace be with you. Yeah, it's been a while. I do understand, and it probably will be a while again. But here I am, for the time being. Just wanted to catch up and give an update on things and talk to you guys about current events, what's going on, stuff like that. Waiting a minute or two before I begin. Yeah, for so, in fact, sorry, I'll wait. Okay, so as the brother said, and it's been a while. Like I do realize that been lost weight. Yeah, I definitely did, but I'm gaining weight back. I did lose weight though. um, yeah, just been trying to sharpen the sword, trying to make sure that I'm in alignment with what I need to be in alignment with as far as how I'm thinking about things. So, spending time with my wife, discussing various topics, been, just brushing up on things that I find important. I'm struggling. It's just been a while since I did this, so I'm gonna ease into it, into this live stream stuff, or social media in general. It's been a while, so give me a little bit of time to smooth in back into this. But I did miss being able to come on and share information and just check the temperature, see what you guys are talking about. But yeah, so turn up your volume on my music or me speaking. I don't think it was that loud. Let me know because my phone volume speaking. Interesting. Maybe if I move closer. I don't know. Is it better now? Should I just speak louder? Let me know if this level of speaking is better. Sounds good to me. Okay. Good to see. But yeah, let me know if it's if you can't hear it at all. Um, I don't know where to start, but I will say that throughout my hiatus of not being on YouTube, not being on social media, I've definitely learned a lot about, obviously myself, but also just about how I just feel like I want to be or how people should be, not even just me, but like anybody. Before, when I was on YouTube, I can't even watch half of my, like, or any of my stuff because I just feel like I'm much more of a different person, you know? Um, the, my wife's telling me relax. Um, yeah, give me a second. Okay. So yeah, if you guys noticed, well, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in my past videos, or at least in my opinion, it definitely was, for a lack of a better term, an arrogant prick. And I've been definitely trying to make sure that I'm really like representing the creator in a better way. Pretty much is what I'm trying to say. Shalom, Shalom family, how you been? I lost your phone number while transitioning to a new phone. Yeah. Oh, what's up, bro? Yeah, I texted you the other day because I was checking up on you. Okay. You could email me if you want my new number. Uh, hey, bro, what do you call the creator? What is his name? Um, uh, I mean, I still use the same names that I used before. Like nothing's really different. So I still say, I was called. First of all, I call the creator the Great Spirit, and then I have, just different names that I call the Great Spirit. I think I've explained before, like when I would call the creator Wakan, it means the Great Holy One. Whoops, move that. Uh, Yah still applies. The Tetragrammaton, Yohewa still applies. You know, same thing. That's what I refer to the creator as. Um, I'd really love to talk. Yeah, we can talk. We can talk. Just hit my email. You guys can always talk. I don't, if I missed any emails, I apologize. I do apologize. If I missed your email, I didn't see it. My number got blocked. Blocked. I don't. I don't remember blocking anybody. The only people who I block are job scammers. What's your email? Buckle of Truth Ministry. Oh, my email is digital. Should I spell this out? Well, it's digital scrolls 12x12 at gmail.com. Hmm? No, I mean my comment got deleted. Should have clarified better. Oh, okay. Um, what else? There's just so much. Like, obviously, I've been gone for like 8 months, so there's a lot to talk about. At the same time, there's just like so little to talk about. But I'll leave my email in the description. But yeah, it's digital scrolls 12x12 at gmail.com. But yeah, I'm all right. So I'm not going to fully just disparage myself, but I do want to say that I want to make a better effort at representing how I think the creator wants to be represented. If I'm going to use the creator's name, if I'm going to act like I know what the creator wants, then I think I need to behave in that way. And I don't think I was fully behaving in that way before. So yeah, I've been working on curbing some of my know-it-all ego that I've portrayed on social media in this channel. So I do hope that those that were affected by my behavior can forgive me for acting out in a certain way, or just just being a know-it-all, you know. But when I do decide to come back, I will definitely try to be better as a person. Y'all probably don't know what I'm talking about, and that's a good thing. I appreciate that, but yeah, I definitely, or some people have, some people told me like just cool it down. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But yeah, that's interesting. Let's actually start with the creator, since that um Natashma brought it up. I mean, Tashma brought it up. Whoa, sorry. Uh, Nashama. Sorry, I said your name so badly. Um, yeah, let's talk about the creator, because there have been certain records that I'm gonna talk about later on in this channel that I've read that definitely have gone into a nice description of how I think the the Great Spirit literally is, and it's not too much different. In fact, it's really not that much different from what I've already spoken about on this channel. But I like how it broke it down, I suppose, and we'll go into that at a different later um, time period. Um, but check this out, right? So I've been studying some various different tribes that see, like, the Great Spirit, the Creator, in essentially like two beings that are just one, which is the masculine and the feminine, right? That's what the Great Spirit is. It is actually two. There are various tribes in the Americas and Africa that all believe that notion, which is really, really interesting. Like, I think if I could, like, the Aztecs believed it, the Maya believed it, um, the people in the Kingdom of Congo believed it. There are various people that believe that the Great Spirit is literally masculine, feminine, but one, right? It's like yin yang, if you want to call it that, right? So that's something that I guess you could say was something that I've learned throughout my studies, or reaffirmed, I should say. All is well, bro. You said you'll leave your email in the description box. If so, I'll email you my new number. Okay, cool, bro. Appreciate it. So yeah, That's something that was interesting. But yeah, so people, they get into extremes when it comes to the creator, that the creator is simply just a man in the sky, or they get into God is a woman. I'm literally just talking about, it's both energies that are have manifested themselves into the rest of the universe and all of creation. And I just think that when we get to the true balance, then we can find harmony in life. We can find harmony in our belief system, in our religions, whatever you want to call it. Because the how the Hebrews see things is just a little skewed, right? It's definitely important to have reverence for the divine masculine, if you want to call it that, right? But at the same time, if you don't include the other half, you can't even get the right part of the divine masculine energy. When we think of masculine energy, or we think of the creator, we just think of power. And yes, while masculine energy is power, why is that power here, right? I'm gonna go now and finish a video I was working on, then got distracted. It snapped me out of scrolling trance to go back to work. Okay, all praises, all praises to the Great Spirit. Please continue. I'll see you another time. But yeah, so it's important to invoke power in what you do, but why do you have that power? What are you using it for? And this is something that we touched on before. It's for protection. It's to guard your surroundings. It's to make sure that everyone is good. It's to vanquish evil. That's what power is used. But it's not used to make sure that you're good, or use it in a selfish way. When that's used in that way, then it becomes imbalanced. And then don't even get me started. Like that's why we live in the world we live in now. Like where the men and the women are competing for power. It's because there's a misuse of power. You know. I'll email you though. I'm so glad I have the opportunity to speak with you. I've wanted to for a while, but no, I'm just one among thousands that want to talk. You could have always emailed me. Yeah, I appreciate it, but no, it's not a big deal. It's definitely not a big deal, but I appreciate it. But yeah, when you misuse power, then people don't want to see you in power, right? So if we feel like so men feel like women don't want to let them lead, women feel like men can't lead, but I mean that's just what it's gonna be if there's a misuse of power. So what I think how much of, and not all of, but a decent amount of how the Bible is constructed or the culture behind it, it is very we have the power as far as like, you know, we as the men have the power for ourselves and we're going to use it how we deem fit. And it's not and power is not really about using it how you deem fit. It's about using it in relation to all of creation. You're supposed to think of all of creation when you're dealing with power. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. And then then you have the divine feminine. But I don't like that. That's a whole other thing that people also can't even begin to understand. You know. So I think all of this is manifesting itself now, and as long as there's a misuse of power, there's going to be a rebellion against power. So that's a good topic when talking about the creator. And then in this other text that I'm not going to share right now, it talks about how, and it's not only in this text, it's also in the Gospel of the Holy 12, but it talks about how Mata has, which we already know. We already know that you know the Holy Spirit is or what people call as the Holy Spirit is a it's like a feminine aspect of the creator. We already know that, but give me a second. I have to think about how I want to say this. This isn't something that is available in other texts, but here we go. Um, if you have a son, you are going to have a daughter. So it's interesting. I'm really I don't want to really talk about this. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I wanted to, but I don't think I want to talk about this right now. I'll talk about this at another time. Just never mind. I'll talk about this another time. I'll talk about this another time. But yeah, so I don't know. I know there's not that many people in right now. I know that I did give a lot of notification when it came to this live stream. But yeah, if you guys want to chime in about anything, have any questions or whatever, like feel free. I'm just going over just random things. Um, we could talk about what's happened this year. So the beginning of this year has really been crazy. Like it's been actually insane. There's a lot of stuff happening, and I don't know if it has to do truly with this comet stuff. That's not comet, the eclipse. that is coming next month. It seems prevalent. Like I've gone over this before on my channel, but I don't know. Like it definitely seems like something is gearing up to happen. If you guys know, there was supposed to be a solar maximum that hit the Earth in 2019, but for whatever reason, it hasn't hit yet, and they're saying that the maximum is actually supposed to be anywhere between this year, 2024, and next year, 2025. So it's interesting because with the solar maximum, um, I knew someone was gonna ask me that. Okay, I'll answer in a second. Okay, let me just talk about the solar maximum real quick. So, with the solar flare or the solar maximum that's supposed to hit, um, it's supposed to do a lot. So it's supposed to knock out a lot of technology. It's supposed to give people a lot of health issues that could possibly come from radiation, as they say, or it can be a whole changing of DNA of I don't even know. Like I can't even explain it. Like it's just they okay. Let me slow down. They have pretty much said that this solar maximum that's hitting the Earth is supposed to be the biggest one that there's been in a really long time. Solar eclipse, is this the year of Jubilee? I think a solar maximum did happen in 2019, 2020. Coronal mass ejection. Oh, maybe, yeah, you know what? Maybe it did. Maybe it started in 2019. And maybe it's reaching like an apex now. Is that how it works? Maybe the maximum literally started, but is reaching an apex around this time period? Because everyone is like all the scientists, all of the people who are working, you know, the satellites or the cars or what have you. Like everyone, like they're talking about the power grid. Like everyone's talking about the same thing. Now they think that the elite might take this out, might take this stuff out, and I can't attest to that or not. But what I can say is that this stuff will really put technology out of whack, right? It's gonna change everything. A lot of stuff is not even gonna work, right? Allegedly. And for what's coming now, this year or the following year, it's supposed to really like do some damage upon the earth. Now, as far as it being a year of jubilee, that's an interesting topic. Another topic that I've been studying is about the yuga cycles. Right now, I'm still studying it, so I'm gonna give a brief synopsis about it. But a lot of people, so some people, right? Some people think that the you guys probably don't even know. Okay, so for those who don't know, the the Hindu or Vedic civilizations believe that the Earth has four different cycles. It has the Golden Age, it has the Bronze Age. I said it out of sorry, as the Golden Age, the Silver Age, the Bronze Age, and the Iron Age. Now, the Golden Age is supposed to be almost like the age of super enlightenment. That's when we're the closest to the Most High. That's when we're vibrating the highest. While the Iron Age is the what they call the Kali Yuga, which is when people have the lowest uh, conscience, right? And right now we are in the Kali Yuga. Some people believe that the Kali Yuga ended in the 1700s, but other people are saying no, it's actually going to end in 2025. That's what some of the Hindu astrologers and people have said. Now, if you want to link this up with what I've shared on this channel when we've spoken about the Maya and the 13th Factune, how and if you guys don't know about this, the Maya they had in their calendar, they studied every great conjunction, right? You know, if you guys remember, everyone had a craze about what was happening in 2012 about, oh, the Mayan calendar was ending, but the Mayan calendar didn't end in 2012 because the Mayan calendar is based on the conjunctions of Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter and Saturn didn't conjunct in 2012. They conjunct every 20 years. They conjuncted in the 2000s. That's also why people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is the turn of the century. The world's going to end." But it didn't. That was the it wasn't time yet. The Maya's 13th back tune ended in 2020, right? They had room for more calendar, but they decided not to make any. That can only mean that the Maya thought, you know what, within this 20-year cycle, because uh, Jupiter and Saturn conjunct in that way every 20 years. So any time between 2020 and 2040, they must have thought we are moving into this next phase of the Earth, or the world's going to quote unquote end, right? The Hopi also believe in a similar thing. They believe in the age of the five suns. Currently, we're in the age of the yellow sun, and we are moving into the age of the fifth sun, which is the white sun. Now, if you want to take this into, and again, I'm still studying this, so we'll take this for a grain of salt, but I'll share it now. But the sun, the white sun that the Hopi are talking about, might be talking about Sirius A, which is what people say, and I don't know. That's why I said I have to study this. But people say that that is the central sun, which is the portal to heaven, right? That's the great white sun. That's the central sun in our universe. This is why tribes like the Hopi or the Dogon say we came from Sirius. Now, this sun is supposed to move into our, we call it solar system, I think. It's supposed to move into our solar system and it's getting closer to the Earth. So essentially, that white sun is going to be near the Earth. And that's supposed to happen during the Golden Age. This happens during, oh, I just said it, during the Golden Age. So, but during Kali Yuga, we're supposedly the furthest away from the white sun. And this is why the consciousness is the lowest as that it is because we're, if you want to see it again, you don't have to see it in such a physical way, but if you want to, like just to explain it in this way, it's also almost like being furthest away from the Most High, right? You guys can look into all this, that's fine. But yeah, so during the Golden Age, we're the closest to Sirius A, or the white star, and or the central sun, right? That's why the Hopi say that. They also have like a same concept of the yuga cycles in their way, right? So yeah, so people are saying that the Kali Yuga is supposed to end during 2025. Now, some people say that it's almost like a cycle. So coming out of the Kali Yuga doesn't mean we're going to the Golden Age. It just means we're going into the Bronze Age, and then the Silver Age, and then the Golden Age. I don't really think so. I think it actually goes from gold, silver, bronze, iron, gold, silver, bronze, iron. Some people think it goes from gold, silver, bronze, iron, iron, bronze, silver, gold, if you know what I mean. So yeah, you guys can look into this. It's literally really easy. Just like Google Central Sun and you'll find out some of the stuff that I'm talking about. Now, as far as this being the year of Jubilee, the year of release, that's interesting. There have been a few people to say that it could be any time between this year and next year. I don't know. I literally don't know. I just don't know. But they have some good arguments for it. I've heard people say that. Oh, what did they say? I really forgot. But they showed how in an old Bible it said that we were. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, people do think that the year of Jubilees could be anywhere between this and next year. I have heard people say that by getting some sort of date out of an old Bible, for example. Like I've heard people say that. So it's not a crazy thing to think that. Obviously, you had the live stream I did last time. I think when I talked about the two intersecting lines of the eclipse, making the taw. The taw is supposed to be 400. 400 also, you could also look at that as the Maya backtune, because the backtune, like the greater backtune, is supposed to be 400 years. So it's like 20 times 20, like that type of thing. So, oh, okay. Actually, I have it. It says, whereupon we reckon that from Adam unto Christ are 3,947 years, 6 months, and 10 days. And from the birth of Christ to this present year is 1814 years. Then the whole sum and number of years from the beginning of the world unto this present year is 5,788, 6 months, and said odd 10 days. If true, in the year 1814, the world was really 5,788 years. This year, 2022, because this video is from 2022, the Earth would be approximately 5,998 years old. So they're pretty much saying that the 6,000 year is coming 2 years after when that video was recorded in 2022. So they're saying that 2024 would be the 6,000th year, which is interesting. And I do see their logic as to why they said that. And I think that would be the Jubilee year. That would be like the 1,000 years, right? If that's true. I can't confirm whether that's true or not, but you know, everyone is kind of saying around the same thing. So I can see that for that. Let me think. What else did I want to talk about? Anyway, let me just read the comments. Okay. Is it happening during Mercury retrograde? I'm not sure. I have to look at that, bro. I have to look at that, bro. Shalom, little one. Hope you and your wife are doing well. Hey, thank you, sister. Shalom to you too. Thank you. We are doing well. Thank you for asking. What's up, Atali? Shalom. Long time, bro. Long time. How you been, bro? Shalom, brother. Been a minute. It has been a minute. It definitely has been a minute. But okay, let me get to the other person's comment. Shalom, bro. Have you had the opportunity to read the Book of Remembrance, the Law of Moses? If so, what are your thoughts? So, I've intentionally been trying to stay out of this, but I mean, okay. So, I think the book is definitely interesting. It's definitely different. I did, if you guys are asking, yes, I have seen other people's videos about the topic. I have. Let me just say this. While I appreciate the books of remembrance, I really do. Like, they have some good stuff in them. They do. But I guess I just take them right now. I just take them like I would take any other record. I eat the fruit. I spit out the seeds. Now, as far as what I think a seed is, I guess that's up to my own discernment. And the reason why I'm taking this perspective is only just simply because I'm not fully sure if he's speaking to the Messiah or to the Most High or what have you. I cannot confirm that. He might think he is. I don't know. But the actual book, it was cool. I don't know if it's literally accurate or not. It's an interesting record. I don't throw it out, but I don't wholeheartedly accept it either. So that's my general opinion about it. as far as what's actually said in the book, I mean, I don't know. A lot of books have different interpretations on what they think happened historically. Like I've seen a lot of different things give a lot of different perspectives, right? It's like whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much where my perspective is right now. As I've said before, books are cool. They really are. And some books are more accurate than others, which I acknowledge. Whether that is true or not, and again, we'll talk about this topic in more detail at a different date. We definitely will. The reason why I'm being a little bit cryptic or not speaking about it in depth is just because I want to give a better presentation of my opinion. I want to do it justice. So I'm not going to talk about that too much, but I'll just say that I appreciate them for what they are. I'm just not going to, I just can't confirm if he's speaking to the literal creator or Messiah or what have you. And okay, I also said this. As I've also said in past videos or live streams, the ultimate Bible or book or holy book or religious text, I'll say resource, the ultimate resource, historical resource that you can get is the earth. I've like people can make pages out of trees, but why not talk to the tree, right? Now I've also added, well, not added, but I'm putting more emphasis on another layer of this, and it's because not everyone. Let me start over. We can think that we're speaking, and so as I said, you could talk to the tree, right? But how do you know if the tree is answering back, right? How do you know? How can you differentiate the tree between your own thoughts, between what you want it to be? That takes a grand amount of humility. That takes you understanding your place in the universe. That takes you lessening your ego. It takes a lot of different things. So I do want to put more emphasis on that. So before we can get an answer from the tree or the earth or what have you, then we need to humble ourselves pretty much. Like, because otherwise we're literally listening to our own thoughts. So whether it's the earth, whether it's a tree, whether it's stones that you're looking through, how would you know who you're talking to, right? The earth amplifies, so it can only really amplify what's in your heart already. If your heart's in full alignment with the creator, then maybe you can speak with the creator. But if you're not, whom are you speaking with? Are you speaking to yourself? Are you speaking to something else? I don't know. So that's what I'm putting emphasis on, I guess literally moving forward, is being able to even utilize the earth. Like, of course, the earth is a beautiful thing. The earth is our gateway to the creator. But how do we access that gateway if we can't even humbly even listen to instructions, you know, to approval? So no matter what tool or what outlet we're using, it's not going to work if we're not clean. We need to be clean. Yahshua The Unifier, have you ever done or considered doing a collaboration with Big Judah? Um, I mean, one, I don't think Big Judah does collaborations like that, and I mean, I don't know what would we collaborate doing? Like, it's not like I don't know. I don't know. I, it doesn't have to be about Big Judah or any, like, just anybody. Do you mean an interview? Do you mean studying together? Like, I don't know. What are we doing? What are we collaborating and doing? You know. Are we just talking on the same video? Are we giving our opinions on the same video? I don't know. Like, I don't know what's the collaboration. Like, I'm asking, like, literally, like, what are we doing? I don't know. Like, maybe you can explain what you would like. If you wanted to see that, right? What would you like me to do with Big Judah or anybody? Like, what would you like me to do? Like, what is a collaboration? But yeah, what else? Just thinking. But yeah, guys. So I've been doing a lot of studying. Um, I have a lot of different stuff I want to share with you guys. I'm just not ready yet. I guess that's why I've been taking such a long hiatus. I just want to study a bit more. I want to learn how to curb my ego a bit more. I want to just be a better representative. Um, there's things I want to work on before I return to any type of social media platforms or what have you, including YouTube, obviously. I'm not on any other social media platforms, but just saying. Just thinking. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't know. Obviously, I have other things that I've studied. Uh, I can't really think of anything right now. But yeah, if you guys have any other things you want to talk about, let me know. One of these days, I'm going to do a live stream outside again. It's just I'm waiting for the weather to get better. I'll show you guys around like I did before and stuff. But the weather has to get a little better. I asked that because Big Judah has recently been presenting the results of his study of the signs in the sky as well, perhaps a meeting of the minds on these types of subjects in the season. Oh, I see what you mean. Um, I see what you mean. Um, that's cool. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. Like, maybe I'm thinking about it too granularly. I don't know, but maybe I haven't really done an in-depth study on this topic though, like not yet. So I don't know if I'd be able to even have anything to share. I'm kind of just sharing ideas right now based on what I've studied and what I can remember off the top of my head. But I don't know if I'm even ready to come back to YouTube yet. No, I'm literally not ready to come back to YouTube, like I said. So probably not right now. And when I do come back, I don't know if this will be a topic in demand anymore. Like, I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, guys, if you ever want to contact me or talk to me about anything or whatever, like, just hit up my email. Like, you don't have to feel like you can't reach me and you like wanted to reach me this whole time. Like, no, I'm just here. Like, I'm just chilling. I've just been chilling. That's all. Been getting the finances together and stuff like that. The economy is so bad right now. It's actually crazy. The economy is actually insanely jacked right now, and it's only gonna get worse. I'm pretty sure Big Judah spoke about how Pluto is moving into Aquarius. It's also year number 8, I think, in numerology, which is talking about like finances and stuff like that. So the financial system is going to change for sure. Like we're going to get a new system most likely. If not this year, then it has to be the following year. Um, I say it humbly. Like I'm not saying it's like 100%, but it's just what I think based on what I've studied. It's just there's a lot of change coming, and yeah, people are gonna be struggling out here, man. At least for a while. I don't know when any sort of gathering or any sort of relief is going to truly come. So I'm just going to just keep trying to get closer to how I think the Great Spirit wants to be represented for me and my family. And yeah, I'll just keep kicking it with you guys, and that's pretty much it. I can't put my eggs in the basket of an event happening. I know it's going to happen, but I can't put my eggs in when it's going to happen. So for example, if the financial system, if we know that they're moving towards a gold standard, for example, I think it'd be prudent to try to get the one up on that and not put your eggs in the basket of, hey, like, the Most High is going to protect us. Like, the Most High is protecting us. But that doesn't mean we're going to survive a financial crash or something like that. And not even survive, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to struggle through it, you know? Like, each and every year when winter rolls up, if people don't prepare for winter, people suffer every year. I think I've spoken about this before, about 2 years ago, right, in 2022, when I said, damn, I had a crappy winter. But that's because I had a crappy spring. Because I had a crappy spring, I had a crappy autumn. And because I had a crappy autumn, I had a crappy winter. We need to be responsible and prepare ourselves, right? If we know, especially if we know it's coming, right? Just the best that we can. I'm not saying that, uh, I'm just saying do what you can, right? Try to be prudent, be wise as serpents, right? Harmless as doves. We just have to prepare ourselves for what could happen. Shabbat shalom, shalom, family. How are you? How are you, Hebrew? I'm doing well, bro. How you been, bro? How have you been, bro? Read the Art of War about winter. I'll check that out. I'll check that out. In fact, let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Just looking it up. Oh, fighting the good fight. Yes, indeed, bro. Yes, indeed. Again, I do have a lot of things to share. Like brother Saul, good to see you out. Thank you, bro. Good to see you too. Good to see you too. Now I don't see, or unless he doesn't use the word winter. But I just tried to control search winter in the Art of War, so I don't see where you're talking about. But let me know. I'll check it out. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm going to release this year's calendar. I know I've been slacking. I've been. It's the reason I've been slacking, and I'll just say this really quick. Is also because I'm just looking at the calendar again, right? It's not that I'll explain this later, but I'm just know that I'm not slacking on it because of any other reason other than me just I've been studying some things. That's all. But I'll get on the calendar. Weather. I've been reading the Nag Hammadi a lot. The Spirit led me there, brother. Are you familiar with the Gospel of Thomas? Yes, I am. I am. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. That reminded me of something. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's a movie. I'm sure you guys have already learned about this movie, but it is the what is it called, man? It's the movie with all those black Hebrew people in quote unquote Jerusalem. I forgot what it's called. It's called the Book of the Book of Clarence. That movie was really good. That movie was fire, and they sort of base it off of the Gospel of Thomas a bit. But yeah, you guys should check out that movie. That movie was mad good. I didn't expect it to be good, but it was good. Really deep messaging. I like that movie. So I just mentioned that because the brother reminded me of the Gospel of Thomas. I saw that the ops demonized it. They sure did. They did. They did demonize it. But yeah, they marketed it like it was just like, which it was smart marketing. But at the same time, when people actually saw the movie, or they didn't see the movie and then gave it bad reviews, it's just ridiculous. Like I don't, it's wrong. But anyway, yeah, like when they actually saw the movie, they didn't even want to give it credit, right? There's a bunch of people online saying, this is laughable. This is the agenda. This is the agenda against uh the another group of people. I'll say. What else? This is the like people were going crazy, but when they actually saw this before they saw the movie, right? Then afterward, it was crickets. Like they had nothing to say. Like no reviews, no actual reviews, because before it was so blasphemous. But it was smart. They sort of marketed it like that, just to get people talking. Smart marketing. But when you actually see the movie, it's not a blasphemous movie at all. Really good movie. So yeah, that was definitely smart. But you definitely saw how people feel, right? But yeah. Now I looked at Khan. Their time is coming to an end. They're freaking out because we are approaching the April eclipse. I mean, I don't know. Some of them think that they're getting saved too. So I guess we'll have to see what happens. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what's true anymore these days. I don't know what's true anymore these days because people feel a certain way. Um, I don't know who's to say how they should feel. I actually came across this one YouTuber who believes his people are, the Israelites and what have you, right? And he was showing these scriptures saying that, how'd it go? Let me see if I can pull them up for you. It was interesting. I'll pull these up really quick. So he was sharing, interesting. Sorry, this caught my attention, this video. Let me save this for later. One second, guys. Just finding this comment really quick. Almost got it. Okay. So he shares a comment, right? And he says, or he had a community post, and he put Ezra chapter 9, verse 6, and said, "O my God, I am ashamed and blush to lift up my face to thee. And my God, for the iniquities are increased over our head, and our trespass is grown up into the heavens." Then he shared another one. He shared, "Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord." And he shared another one. But the point is that he said that only, let me quote him, the only people, Christ will only be harvesting those that can blush, because he thinks that like that's white people pretty much. And that's interesting because when you look up that word in the Hebrew, it actually means ashamed, that the KJV people translated into blush. But even so, everyone can blush. You just can't really see it that well when it comes to melanated people, but everyone can blush. So, point being is that different sects of people, they have their opinions, right? When it comes to who they think are being saved, right? It's like whatever, bro. That's just like a lot of different people think that they are the ancient quote unquote Israelites, which is a topic again we'll talk about at a different time. You know, just a different viewpoint that I want to give when I come back to YouTube. But let me see what you said. I would recommend, brother, if you have time, Vocab Malone versus Zion Lex debate titled "Who Are the Real Hebrews?" I actually already saw it. I actually already saw it. The brother put Vocab in a body bag along with his false doctrine. Well, Vocab Malone is literally just arguing a whole different thing. He is literally arguing that there is no more like Israel, like or like Israel is literally those that are followers of Jesus, pretty much. So they're just arguing two different things. Now I do think that his argument is a bit of a cop out because it's very easy to be like, I don't care what anything else says. I don't care about history. La 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 la. We're all Israel, and that's not scripture. So I get that, right? But at the same time, they have two different doctrines, right? Biblical slaughter. I mean, according to Vocab Malone, and now here's another thing. That's another thing I have to talk to you guys about. But I would actually suggest, and I don't like all of his material, but there's a brother called Malachi Maccabee where he goes over a lot of decent history, which is something that other people have gone over. Like Kermail's been going over this, Drop has gone over this, but I guess their style of doing it or their reasoning is not something I've always trusted because they're very much like, oh, like I don't believe in the Messiah at all. But I would suggest viewing Malachi Maccabee's videos on Paul. Sorry guys, my cat is just like doing a lot right now. What was I saying? I was saying, yeah, so there's just a lot of history when it comes to about the quote unquote New Testament or Paul, things of that sort. I believe he debated Captain Cesario at Ground. Yes, he did. And I would say that he actually really handily won that debate because he was showing a lot of good sources. Showing a lot of good sources. So I'm not necessarily, it's just the New Testament is just a bit fishy. That does not mean that the Messiah is not real. That's the extremes that people will take. I am not taking that extreme whatsoever. But I would be lying to you if I didn't think that there's some like, huh, in the New Testament. There's some in the Old Testament. Um, Damn, what was that scripture? Hold up, I'm gonna find something for you guys. This blew my mind. I actually just saw this yesterday. There's a lot of things in the Old Testament that are also very, very questionable. And even when it comes to the God, quote unquote, that the quote unquote Israelites were worshiping. It's questionable, bro. It's questionable. But let me pull this up for you. And then I have to get out of here soon. But I'll stay on for another 10 minutes. So I pulled up 2 Samuel chapter 5, verse 20. Check this out, right? Because in the Old Testament, right? Here's the thing. There's just so much. There's so much that's going on. But let me just say this. When it comes to the or how the Masoretes, I'll just start with the Masoretes. When the Masoretes rewrote the scriptures, how whatever source material that they had, when they rewrote the scriptures, every time it said a deity or a lord, it put in the tetragrammaton, right? YHWH. Every single time. And I don't know if every single time it was actually the creator, right? And here's proof right here with the scripture. Again, 2 Samuel chapter 5, verse 20. So David went to Baal Perazim, and David defeated them there. And he said, "The Lord has broken through my enemies before me, like a breakthrough of water." Therefore he called the name of the place Baal Perazim. What? What? So let's rewind this. Let's break this down, right? So it said that David went to Baal Perazim, but at the end of the verse, it said that he called that place Baal Perazim. What does that mean? In my opinion, that means that David was the one who named that place. Right. So David named that place Baal Perazim. Then I looked into the Masoretic text, the Hebrew, the Strongs. That word Baal is not the Tetragrammaton. It's literally Baal. He called it Baal. Why? Why would David call a city where he conquered the Philistines Baal Perazim? Why? Let's go back. So David went to Baal Perazim, the place he named, and defeated them there. And he said, "The Lord has broken through my enemies before me." He's talking about the Philistines, like a breakthrough of water. He said the Lord, right? In the Hebrew, Lord is the Tetragrammaton, YHWH, right? So if the Lord helped him, why did he say Baal? It's because Baal means Lord. And sometimes when the Tetragrammaton or the word Lord is being used, it's not talking about the literal creator. It's not talking about the Son of the Most High. It's not talking about that. He said right here what it's talking about. So that makes me think, when else in the scriptures, in the Old Testament, in the Masoretic text, in the quote unquote Torah and Tanakh, is Lord actually talking about Baal or another deity? Another interesting thing is that a lot of our scriptures was written after Ezra's time period, after the Hebrews got influenced by Mithraism, right? And a lot of the other Persian and Babylonian gods. And okay, Persian and Babylonian, right? In the book of Genesis, which I've already touched on, has Shiva Lingam uh, worship and practices. How? How does it have that? You're actually on something. Khan Divine Prospect and Zion Lex actually had this actual debate regarding multiple deities in Torah. It's something that needs to be examined, bro. It's something that needs to be examined. It's weird. It's weird. Why would the most, why would the Great Spirit, right, who's supposed to be a, I will say Abba Amma, a father, mother, a ultimate creator, a grandparent, a parent. Why would he kill a person for touching the Ark of the Covenant? Why would he say, go to the village and kill man, woman, and children, all the cattle? Why? It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. Someone is lying here. Someone's lying here. YouTube search that, I will, bro. I see what you're saying. There are other places in the Old Testament as well as the Dead Sea Scrolls that have the same as what you pointed out. I mean, something to look into. Something to look into. This stuff is very, very fishy. It's very, very fishy. So yeah, I'll definitely check out the other debate that you're talking about. But yeah, those are things that I've been looking into. It's just, so the Old and New Testament are very fishy, and it just makes sense. It makes sense because these are the only books and the translation that they want us to view. And on top of that, they keep changing the translation. So it's just like I don't know. But that's why we have to use our own personal discernment when it comes to all of these different texts. And that goes back to me saying that the earth is our Bible. But the earth can't be our Bible if we're not humble to listen to the earth. You know what I mean? Bro, David literally worships Baal. Like, is this not crazy? David said Baal gave him this power to kill the Philistines. Is that not wild? I didn't even know this. And when I actually saw this, I kid you not, guys, I saw this yesterday. I saw this scripture yesterday. And I actually saw someone bring this up because they were talking about why they didn't think that David was calling on Baal. But I read it, I'm like, yes, he is. He really is. Of course, I don't throw it all away, but yes, absolutely. There are places in the scriptures where the tetragrammaton is misused. Yeah, like, it's not all bad. People think that the use of the tetragrammaton is wrong, but there's something that's very Kabbalistic and very esoteric and sacred about that, right? That's why when the person said, what do you call a creator? I still call the creator the same thing. It's just been hijacked. People use things differently. People use the word God any type of way. When they feel like someone has crossed them, they say, God's gonna strike you down. What? So it's the same thing. The tetragrammaton's gonna strike you down. Giving you attributes, or giving the creator attributes of Baal or El or any of the other Canaanite pantheon, right? This again, the scriptures have been rewritten multiple times. They were rewritten multiple times. With the Persians, they were rewritten, or in India, right? The Persians, India, same thing. That's why you have all these different practices in the Old Testament that are very similar to in India. They brought these things over from that region, from those teachings. You have the Babylonian influences that are obviously, or the Sumerian, what have you, obviously, blatantly in the book of Genesis, in the Torah, right? Blatantly. Like all the Canaanite, the names of the deities, the Canaanite pantheon in the Bible, right? So I'm not saying that the Bible is not an accurate historical record to a certain extent, but as far as spirituality goes, you guys already know how I feel about that. Animism is the oldest religion on the earth, and it's some form of that. I don't think that this modern day rendition of Judaism is how you get close to the Creator. It doesn't make sense at all. It to me, excuse me, to me. If it worked for other people, power to you, power to you. Remember, the opposition did that to throw us off once we were connected. Once we connect with the Hebrew language, putting false deities. I mean, yeah. I mean, the Hebrew language. That's something I'm still studying, but there does seem to be something to it. Of course, like, of course. So I do think that there are hijacks. There are hijacks in many different things. The Hebrew language wouldn't be any different. So I do think that. In some cases, it could be an honest mistranslation. Others erroneous. That could be the case too. We just wouldn't know. But yeah, I'll leave room for the benefit of the doubt and say that some of it is just unknowing translations. But the Masoretes definitely did put the Tetragrammaton with everything to force their religion to be monotheistic, because it does not seem like the ancient Hebrews were literally monotheistic. There's no such thing as monotheism. Monotheism is actually based on the worship of El, which is the supreme God. I'm the only one. There is no other beside me. And that's not the creator. Not the creator. The creator has a whole community in the heavens. How is there no one beside him? When you have If you have a family dynamic here, you have a family dynamic in the heavens. There's not one man in the sky who is the sovereign of every single thing and rules with an iron fist. That's not really what this is. That is El. That's Baal. That's the master. We give reverence and respect to the great spirit, the creator. Some people would say that's one. I'm saying that's two into one. Either way, in that way, okay, but not literally ruling as a king on a throne and is angry and mad and jealous and has all these negative attributes. I don't think that, personally. Are you on IG? I am not. I will send you the debates. Shoot up my email. What was that Samuel scripture example you used, That was 2 Samuel 5, chapter 20. Cool. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. I really do appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me. This was short notice, but I'll have another live stream again at some other point in time. I just wanted to come on and, break the ice and talk about some things. But I'll see if I can come on for the Saturday of New Year, like after it, or quote unquote New Year. Let me see. I'll see if I can come back on in about 2 weeks. My email is digitalscrolls12x12@gmail.com. We'll send we'll send debate to you after Saturday. Please, by all means, send me anything you want, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll probably be back in like a couple weeks, guys. So thank you for hanging out with me. May peace be with you.